Today's video, it's number 3 in a series that I'm creating that will help individuals in retirement re-enter the workforce looking for a part-time job. So if you missed the other 2 videos, I have created a playlist. I'll put a link to this playlist in the upper right-hand corner. First video that I did was all about interviewing. The second video I did was about creating the resume, showing the gaps and explaining why the gaps in employment. And now what I want to talk about in this video is social media, specifically LinkedIn. But let me start with social media. And what I'm really talking about is Facebook. That as we get older, we become a little bit more opinionated. And one of the things is that you want to be very careful with your social media. Now, I'm not talking about LinkedIn. We're going to be talking about that in a second. But your social media like Facebook or X or Twitter, if you want to still call it that, if you have anything controversial on these platforms, or if you have anyone that is posting things on your timeline, I highly, highly encourage you to lock your platforms down, because the research shows that hiring managers will look at your social media before they ever offer you a position. I don't care whether it's part-time or full-time, they are going to look at your social media. It's a given out there. There's been so much research on that. And I'll tell you, I did that as a hiring manager as well. And if I saw someone that was posting controversial things, that was going to tell me that they were probably going to be a problem employee for me in my department, and I didn't want to hire them. So please keep that in mind. Even if it's not you, you want to make sure that you have your platform locked down. So if anybody else is posting on your platform, anybody that's posting on your timeline. So let's move on to LinkedIn. Something that I've often said when I was doing my one-on-one career coaching was that I believed LinkedIn was always more important than even the resume. And the reason why was the resume is reactive, LinkedIn is proactive. If you saw a job posting out there, you sent in your resume, you were being reactive. If somebody says, hey, Joe, hey, Sue, send me your resume, I'm going to float it around my department, you were being reactive. But here's the thing, 70% of recruiters, if not more, I'm not sure exactly what the number is now, but I know that at one point, it was well over 70% of recruiters would search LinkedIn for a candidate before they ever posted that job. And if it wasn't a recruiter, it could be the person in the HR department, and in some cases, even the hiring manager. So that's still a possibility, even for the part-time jobs out there. You have somebody that's a very smart employer, they could very well be searching LinkedIn. But the other reason is that, just like I said about when somebody has the application or the resume in hand and they're getting ready to take a look at offering the position, they may also look at LinkedIn. And this is where it comes into play. I want you to make sure that you have your LinkedIn profile up to date. And that's going to start with the headline. My guess is that you still have the headline from when you retired, headline that shows the company that you're working for and your title. So, for example, Vice President of Information Services for CBRE, for product development for HRC. Or it could be, whatever. It's a headline out there. You probably have an old photo out there as well. I want you to make sure that you have these things updated. And let me give you 3 examples of what you can use with the headline. And I'll explain why this is important. So, retired professional, open to part-time work, reliable, experienced, and flexible. Or how about this one? Experienced retiree seeking part-time role, customer service, support, or team. Third one, seasoned professional in retirement, part-time opportunities, dependable, and people-focused. Why is this important? Because if somebody is doing a search on keywords, what they're going to do is they're going to have a long list of potential people to call up. And in that list, they're only going to see three things. One, your photo. Two, your headline. And three, the first sentence in your about statement. And I'm going to talk about the about statement next. So the about statement is someplace that you could really shine. You're going to make sure that it contains two things. One, what it is that you're looking for right now. And two, the keywords that it will contain. And again, if you don't know about what I'm talking about with essentially the keywords, I'm going to direct you to this series of videos on LinkedIn. Watch them, okay? Again, LinkedIn can be very important in your job search for even a part-time role. So you want to start out with a statement that essentially it's not going to hide your age, but it's also going to show that you are reliable, dependable, and essentially tech savvy because you are now updating your LinkedIn profile. You are going to be ahead of the pack out there. So how about something like this? I'm a retired professional who enjoys staying active and engaged through part-time work. So that one statement is going to remove so much doubt. And now what you can do is you can just move on to essentially talking about what you're good at, using some keywords there, what kind of work you're looking for, and why you enjoy work. Keep it friendly, keep it short, and avoid corporate buzzwords. Okay, you don't need them anymore. You're not trying to impress anybody. You're trying to connect with just simply that human being that's reading them. So why is all this important about LinkedIn? I want you to keep this in mind. In many cases, LinkedIn is going to be the first impression that you make. So right off the bat, you're going to reduce the age bias. It's going to show that hiring manager or viewer of LinkedIn, you have confidence in your ability. It's going to clarify. And in the end, it's just going to simply make it easier for that person to say yes. You've worked hard for your experience. You've earned it. So I hope you found this video informative and useful. Again, if you haven't done so already, please make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell notification as I do upload new videos every week, and I'd hate for you to miss one. Thanks for stopping by, and I look forward to seeing you next week.